All right, let's talk about it. That very first meeting with a financial professional. It can feel like a total black box, right? Like, what actually happens in that room? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what to expect, step by step. So, if just the thought of this meeting makes you a little nervous, maybe even a bit intimidated, trust me, you are not alone. I mean, we're talking about your money and your future here. It's totally normal to feel a little bit on edge. But here's the thing, the reality is usually way more comfortable and honestly way more productive than you'd think. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to show you what it's really like so you can walk into that meeting feeling confident and ready to go. Okay, so first things first. Let's talk about the vibe of the meeting itself. The number one thing you need to know, it's all about having a conversation. This is not some high-pressure sales pitch. And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got all our biggest fears, right? We're picturing this intense, high-pressure sales pitch, but the reality, it's just informational. We're bracing for a bunch of complicated jargon we won't understand, but the goal is actually to be educational. And that fear of being pushed into a decision on the spot? Nope. It's really just an open, honest conversation. So the key takeaway here is that the whole point is discovery. It's all about the advisor getting to know you, your situation, what you're hoping for. The main goal isn't to sell you something. It's to get a really clear picture of where you are so you can get your questions answered and get some clarity with zero obligation. So that brings us to the real heart of the meeting, what we call the discovery deep dive. And just like it says, this entire conversation, it starts with you. And to build that picture, an advisor is going to ask some pretty foundational questions. You know, things like, what are your financial resources right now? When are you hoping to retire? What are you already doing to save? And maybe most importantly, what are you worried about? Is it taxes, the stock market, anything else? It's all about mapping out your complete financial world. And that's why this discovery part is so important. I mean, think about it. Every single plan has to be tailored to a unique person. There's no one-size-fits-all here. The whole point is to build a strategy that works specifically for you and your life. Okay, but this is where the conversation gets really good. It starts to shift away from just the what, the numbers, the accounts, and moves into the why. Because let's be honest, good financial planning is about so much more than just crunching numbers. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Planning for retirement isn't just about hitting some magic number in a bank account. It's about building a plan that lets you live the life you actually want to live. The money, that's just the tool that helps you get there. So how do they actually connect the dots between the money and your life? Well, they'll ask you questions just like these. What does your ideal retirement look like? Do you see yourself traveling the world, or maybe picking up a new hobby, or just spending more time with your family? See, understanding these personal goals is what lets them build a strategy that's actually meaningful to you. Now, it's super important to remember this is not a one-way street. A huge part of the value here comes from you. This is your time. It's your chance to ask about all those nagging questions you've had bouncing around in your head. And let's start with the big one. Probably the number one question on everyone's mind. How long will my savings actually last? It can feel like a huge, overwhelming question, but this meeting, it's the perfect place to start getting a real answer based on your numbers. Next up, taxes. I know, it's a topic that can feel super complicated. Like, how are you even taxed on your income when you don't have a regular paycheck anymore? An advisor can help you make sense of all that and figure out a smart, tax-efficient plan for retirement. And finally, what about risk? You've worked so hard to build up your savings, so how do you protect it from things like the market going up and down or inflation? That's exactly what this conversation is for, to talk about those fears and look at strategies to help manage that risk. So, when you put all of this together, what's the real point? What's the big takeaway? It's about making a shift, moving from that feeling of uncertainty to a place where you feel confident and, really in control of your own future. So how do you make this first meeting as valuable as possible? It's actually pretty simple. 1, go in with curiosity, ready to learn. 2, be open during that discovery part. 3, don't hold back on sharing what you really want for your life. And 4, most importantly, ask every single question you can think of. No question is a bad one. Because at the end of the day, that first meeting isn't about signing on the dotted line or making some huge, irreversible decision. It's about one thing, and it's simple but so powerful. It's about gaining clarity. Getting the clarity you need to finally take real, meaningful steps toward the future you actually want. So I'll leave you with this thought. Before you even think about scheduling a meeting, just ask yourself this one question. What is the single biggest thing you want to know about your financial future? Just starting there, well, that's the first step on a really empowering journey.